Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another market close. It is Wednesday, May 15th, 3:45 p.m. Today has been one of the most exciting days of 2024 in the stock market. Why? Well, a variety of things that are happening right now leading into the market close in 15 minutes that are all compounding on each other. Number one, Bitcoin back above $65,000. Bitcoin has been stuck for a very long time. MicroStrategy right now up 14% of the day, closing in at 1,500. We basically had sideways action on Bitcoin or downward momentum around that 54,000 range in the month of April. Bitcoin right now, 66,270. It's actually above 65,000. So you got Bitcoin going on. Then you've got the S&P 500. I mean, it's like you kind of can't believe what I'm seeing right here as I'll show the screen right here. S&P 529. Just incredible. It is basically, I mean, let's call it 530. We're at 530 on the S&P. Tom Lee said we might be going to 6,000 this year. I think he said some of his short-term targets around 530, 540. He was right once again. A colder CPI made the market very excited. We're up 1.16% on the day. It is not easy to do that on something like the S&P. There you go, 529. Then you got the QQQ, NASDAQ, 452, new all-time high, hit 453 for a second on the NASDAQ. So tech is doing very well. And what's leading tech? None other than NVIDIA. 948.50 cents right here, up 3% on the day. $948, just absolutely incredible for NVIDIA as well. Then we got Palantir at 21.62. After the bell at around 4:05, we've got Robinhood at $18.44 that will be presenting their April metrics. I'll give my thoughts on what those metrics will be like and what I think will happen, but I think we're rallying right now in anticipation of some of those metrics. We already know a bunch of them, so I'll talk about them in a second, but the broader street probably doesn't know. The Bloomberg terminal doesn't know those exact metrics. They were kind of hidden in the earnings call. If you read the transcript like me 5 times and you're a nerd, you would know them. But if not, which the average investor doesn't, it's going to be a surprise. So I think that's going to be really important after the bell, and we'll see what happens there. And then to top it all off, Gamestop and AMC have not been able to maintain the momentum this morning. So it's like things have been incredible in regards to the market. But then if we look at the DGen portfolio, look at it. It's pretty much all red. The only one that's green is Robinhood and Faraday Future. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on with Faraday Future. I have no idea what's going on with this one. It's up 156%. It was up 400% yesterday at 360. So in the past 2 days, it's up 500%. Look, if you got it at 6 cents and it's at 72 cents and you're sitting on an 11x, 12x, congrats. I would consider taking some profits if you're at that point, but 153% on Faraday Future. 1.2 billion shares have been traded in one day. The stock's under $1, so a lot of people are playing with it. Eventually, I think this will come crashing and burning. We'll see what happens. But Faraday Future is the one winner out of everything else today. Tupperware down 12%, Plug down 1%, BlackBerry down 8%, Reddit down 5%, DJT down 2%, AMC down 20%. AMC did another debt thingy today where they got rid of some of their debt from some of their 2026 maturities, which is good for the company, not good for shareholders. They diluted by $250 million yesterday as well, so they've been taking advantage of this pump. GameStop has not done anything from a shareholder perspective in management, either by dilution or raising debt or anything like that. They're down 20% of the day. Roaring Kitty has been tweeting literally every 15 minutes. It's getting kind of insane, the amount of tweets he's putting out. But it seems he's very active on the GameStop train. Multiple tweets are referencing GameStop. He's taking old CNBC clips from 2021, mixing them together with movie clips. It's obvious. It's GameStop. The question is he going to come back live stream on YouTube and really just tell everybody that he's back? So right now, those are the two companies that are facing a ton of downward momentum as well. And that's what we got going on in the market. Absolutely insane day. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know it's been a pretty green day for a lot of people. And one of the main reasons it's been green, Colorblind Collector, June, I'm Beneficial, Jacob, what's up? Thank you all for being here. Lena. The reason it's been beneficial is because CPI, which is where we started this morning, came in colder. Not colder. It came in line. I keep saying cold, but it came in line. And that's what we needed it to come in order for things to work out correctly. So just sharing the CPI print again, 3.4% year over year, what the market was expecting. S&P at 526 in the pre-markets. Now we're at almost 530 just based on that print. And that's what we got. Colorblind Collector says, am I the only one that doesn't know what Roaring Kitty is saying? No, you're not the only one. I have no idea what the hell this guy is trying to talk. I have no clue. But he's saying something. He's trying to make some argument, and maybe it's something that none of us understand, but it seems like it's a GameStop argument. Just not sure what it is And I guess we'll find out soon enough. So this was the most important stat from CPI that I thought was important. The index for used cars and trucks fell 1.4% in April. It fell 1.1% in March. Over the month, household furnishing and operations index fell 0.5%. New vehicles decreased 0.4%, and airline fares declined 0.8%. So we saw a lot of things start to come down, even if not aggressively. They're coming down in the right direction. Even auto vehicle insurance is down month over month, even though it's up year over year. But the point is, it's going down further. It's going down. It's increasing at a slower rate than it was in March, which is good because ultimately that means it's slowing down, which is important. And the market has reciprocated those results in two ways. Number one, the 10-year has trended down 4.35 right now. We were at 4.7 a couple of weeks ago. That's when the S&P was really struggling and Bitcoin was struggling as well. Bitcoin is a risk asset. And right now it looks like risk is on with the meme stocks and with CPI coming in lower than expected. And to be honest, I think a lot of the bears are kind of upset because they're like, oh, this market is artificial. It doesn't make sense. It shouldn't be happening. Any bear that thinks that is kind of dumb. And the reason I'm saying they're kind of dumb is because we have analyzed, as you can see right here, 10-year 4.3. I don't know how many earnings calls on this channel in Q4 2023, which mattered for 2024, and in Q1. We analyzed all the big ones. We got NVIDIA next week. Every earnings that I've seen, from Costco to Target to Walmart to Amazon to Netflix, phenomenal earnings. Even if their stock price, even Shopify that fell 22%, amazing earnings. Even if their earnings didn't reflect, or their stock price didn't reflect their earnings, no bear can logically say, oh, this market's a fraud. Now, if you said that in 2021, sure, there was plenty of arguments to make. All of these companies were low interest rate phenomena. These companies, a Palantir is putting up 21% year-over-year growth with 5.5% interest rates. NVIDIA is expected to do $22.8 billion on May 22nd, and they're probably going to do more than that. Meta, they're spending more on AI, and they got punished, even though that AI is going to pay off in the future. So AI is a tailwind. Inflation's coming down. That was shown today in the data. Earnings are real. I can't find any company where the earnings have been bad and the stock hasn't tanked. In fact, I'm finding every company, like a Duolingo, that's increasing their daily active or their revenue 64% year over year, their DAUs by 40%. They're tanking because the market's like, it's not good enough. And so when the market has such a high barometer, just to give you, even Robinhood, right? Incredible earnings, and they fell after their earnings. The market is definitely punishing you if you're not good. So I think the bears ultimately don't really have an argument to say that the market's fake right now. And as a result of that, we are seeing momentum currently today as CPI comes lower, inflation gets factored in as not maybe the biggest issue in the world. Equities go higher as earnings are justifying the multiples that we're seeing right now. Okay, let's talk also about this chart Tom Lee tweeted that I thought was really interesting that I want to show. So going back to this argument around the bears, right? A lot of bears will say, I don't want to invest in the market at all-time highs. And so this is kind of a chart showing maybe you do want to invest at all-time highs, even if you feel like it's the bad thing to do. So this is showing average cumulative S&P 500 total returns from 1988 to December 31st, 2023. If you invest on any day, your average returns after 3 years are 40%. After 2 years, 25%, 1 year, 11%, 6 months, 5%, 3 months, 2.9%. If you invest at a new high, which is today, 529, your average returns 3 years later are 8% higher than investing on any random day. And that random day is where the bears would say, oh, the bottom, right? Well, if you try to find the bottom and invest on any random day, you are going to underperform by 8% than just investing at a new all-time high. Why? Because the trend is your friend. And if the trend is your friend, you want to follow the trend. Now, you also have to understand a little bit of what's going on in the macroeconomy, which is hopefully something this channel can break down a little bit more. Because if the trend, well, first of all, the trend wasn't even your friend in 2021. But if you assume the trend was your friend, then you got screwed. In 2020, the trend was your friend and the macro made sense. We had stimmy checks. We had 0% interest rates. Assets had to inflate in order to compensate for the fact that people had so much money. And that's what the trend becoming your friend meant. Right now, I don't think it's 2021 because you got inflation coming lower. Earnings are holding up. AI is real. It seems like the trend is your friend. And the bears that are hoping for a cataclysmic crash, there's definitely scenarios in which that happens. But today's CPI report didn't really show that. And as a result of that, we're seeing some momentum. What's Hood announcing after hours? So the metrics they're announcing, let's get into that. We got 10 minutes until they announce those metrics. So Robinhood on the 15th of every month, they put out how the previous month has gone. So this month is May. So we will hear how April has gone. And essentially, we know a couple things on Robinhood, and then I'll play this quick clip from Vlad talking. We know that they did $5 billion in deposits, which was an all-time high for monthly deposits. They did $11 billion in all of Q1, so 45% of Q1 deposits in 1 month. 140,000 gold members and $10 billion of crypto trading volumes, which is something, that was incredible because April was a bad month for crypto. Let me show this real quick as well. These are the monthly metrics. This is what we're looking for. This is what it's going to look like. So this is what we had in March. We're going to be looking for funded customers. We don't know that. Assets under custody, we don't know that. Cash sweep, we don't know that. And net deposits, we do know that. We also know all of these options, equity, and crypto because they were disclosed in the earnings, but the street doesn't know that. All of these were pretty good. Options were the highest they've ever had. Equity was at like 76 billion and crypto's at 10 billion. And then margin book, I don't think we know this, but this is going to be good because they made $7 million more in revenue from Q4 to Q3 based on margin. So if more people are using margin, Robinhood is able to charge more interest. And so that's going to be very important to see where that's at in the month of April as well. And so it's going to be exciting to see how that kind of plays out. Sorry, that's not 8%. It's 20%. Correct. You're right. Because I was doing 48 minus 40, but the actual delta based on the compounded returns is 20%. You're correct. So last week when Vlad was on my channel, I did ask him, hey, do you think this growth is sustainable at all? And here's what he ended up saying on how he thinks Q2 is going to go. About this type of quarter is that the numbers are so good, they're so explosive that it's a fluke. It's a one-time thing. What would you say to the people that are listening that are like, all right, Vlad did it once, can he really do it again? Can you guys really replicate what you're doing or even have a chance to do that in Q2?
Yeah, I think there have been quarters in the past where the market environment has just been so idiosyncratically strong that it's caught us by surprise as well. So Q1 of 2020 is probably an example. Nobody really predicted that COVID would have the effect that it ended up having on the markets and on our business. Our business grew tremendously. Q1 of 21 was a similar quarter in terms of, excuse me, the meme stock rally and some of the excitement around cryptocurrencies. I think what's different about
little did he know 4 days after this interview, we would have another meme stock rally. Just insane.
This quarter it's really just the strategy that we've been executing on for the past year and a half. It's a diversified quarter. We're seeing strength across all sides of the business, not just the active trader products, but also the asset growth, retirement, gold. These are traditionally more passive products.
So basically, Vlad's like, look, we're growing really well, and we think Q2 is going to go well. And I think the street's right to say, hey, we need you to show Q2 is going to go well for us to really get more excited about you. S&P 500, we are 8 cents away from 530. Do we close at 530, dude? We touched 530 for a second. If we close at 530, that would be amazing, dude. If we close at 530, that would be incredible. Look at that, man. Who would have thought 530 on the S&P? Palantir 2166. Palantir relatively flat day. Wow, MicroStrategy 1500. There you go. Bitcoin now 66. A close above 65 was important for the Fibonacci, which I don't fully understand the technical term yet. I'm learning it, but what I've heard is it needs to close above 65, and from 65, if it closes above that fib level, we're going to 90,000. I don't know if that's happening, but that was at least a technical thing that needed to happen, and that's something that we're seeing right now. Dell, you guys are saying, is doing well. I didn't check Dell today. Dell up 11%. I think Dell's up because if Nvidia's up, the market's assuming Dell is kind of playing the same role of SMCI with their AI server business. That's why Dell is up. SMCI, oh my God. No one told me SMCI was up 15%? No one? Wow, Ian just mentioned it. Ian, literally you mentioned it when I searched it up. SMCI at 950. Dude, SMCI. Remember the days it was chilling at 1100 and we were just like normalized it and then it crashed at like 600. We're like, all right, this was a scam. Right back 950. And you can't even argue that it's that crazy expensive at 950 when you look at the growth. Obviously, the margins are not the best because it's a hardware business, but still, it's up $129. Goodness gracious. And then we got Nvidia here at 946. Let's see what happens. It is 4 p.m. Wednesday, May 15th. Thank you, everybody, for being here. The stock market is now closed. All right, markets closed. We got 5 minutes until we see the Robinhood metrics. Robinhood right now, 1850 after hours. Last time these metrics came out in February, it was 1720 and it ran all the way to like 1890. Now we've kind of normalized this 1850 range. So I don't know. I don't know how the street's going to react. I think the numbers are going to be good. I don't know if the street's going to be ready to give Robinhood the premium just on these numbers. We will see. But we'll see based on how the street reacts to it. And then we'll go from there. So we got Robinhood here at 1849, Nvidia 946 to close the day, S&P 500 529.38 after hours, Bitcoin 66, MicroStrategy 1503, TFC I saw, wow, TFC $40. TFC $40 on TFC. We talked about TFC at 27 on the channel. I don't have any more of my TFC. I sold for a 30 to 40% gain back in February, and I took that money and I put it into Robinhood. So no TFC for me, got out of my positions. I think overall on TFC, I made around $8,000. So, I mean, look, for those who invested in TFC around 27 when Chris was talking about on the channel, congrats, because this was one of the first stocks I saw there was a thesis. It was irrationally priced by the market. It's kind of the same thing that happened to Robinhood back at $8. And as a result of that, it deserved some more momentum. TFC, one of the 7 largest banks in America, did not deserve to go to $27 after the Silicon Valley Bank collapse. And it's been a year, and they're right here back to $40. Not bad at all for TFC. Cisco earnings as well. That's correct. Cisco will be after hours. Cisco right now barely up. Cisco is probably not going to be a crazy mover, though. It's Cisco at the end of the day. But we should hope they have good numbers just to make sure things are going well in IT. In that part of the economy. So we got Cisco here. Where's SoFi? SoFi didn't have the best day. SoFi fell 727, down 2.68%. So SoFi fell. Bitcoin here, 65,000. MicroStrategy, 1503. Palantir, 2168. And then GameStop's up actually 3% after hours. Wow, first bit of green I've seen on GameStop in a while. And then AMC as well is down another 1% after hours. GameStop and AMC, I mean, look, it's been a tough day for these guys. I don't know what the story is anymore. I hope this thing goes to 100, dude. It'll be fun. It's just fucking fun to see it happen. But I don't know. Now we got to see if the apes are ready to buy the dip and if it's ready to keep going. Okay, so we got Robinhood slightly up after hours. Let me refresh for the metrics if we get any. Most likely we're getting them in 405. So we're going to have to wait just a little bit. And then we should get those metrics. Also, Michael Burry, he did add to his positions. He added some stocks. He added, now this is 45 days delay, so maybe he did something in the past 45 days, but he added some companies. So let me pull this up right here with Michael Burry. He added, he increased his BABA position by 60% and his JD.com position by how much? By 80%. And Warren Buffett is about to update his portfolio as well. So we're going to see Warren Buffett's portfolio in a second. Okay, so Robinhood's moving a little bit, 1860. We still have to wait until the results. So let me close out of them for a second. And let's go to, what's his name? Burry. So this is Burry's portfolio. Added 80% to JD, 66% to BABA, HCA Healthcare, 25%, Citigroup, 25%, Square. I didn't even know he had Square, but he added Square apparently. Advanced Auto Parts, that's a company a lot of people on Twitter like a lot. I think it's undervalued. Baidu, another basically the Chinese Google. And so he's added a ton to a bunch of these companies. HCA is actually a Palantir client, so that's why I always thought that was interesting. And they seem to be working deeply with Palantir. But BABA, JD, and Baidu, he's betting on China. I think Alibaba is undervalued. It's just a question of the Chinese risk that you want to expose yourself to. And most people think it's not that big of a risk. And if that's the case, then you're buying a deeply undervalued company. Question is, how undervalued is it compared to that geopolitical risk that exists, or just the internal risk with China? All right, we should be getting Robinhood numbers very soon. Also, a couple things before we get into that. Costco. So some stocks that hit all-time highs today are 52-week highs. JP Morgan, Costco, Bank of America, Citi, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo. Apparently the banks did very well. Dutch Bros, Moody's, Kinder Morgan, another Palantir client, On Holdings, Tencent Music, Chinese company, Texas Instruments, Unilever, Bath and Body Works, Ally Financial, another financial. So a lot of the financials, Qualcomm did well today, and they gained some momentum, and they hit 52-week highs today as well. Let me go to JP Morgan. I didn't even look at that today. Yeah, look, JP Morgan, $200. Wow. Is that an all-time high for JP Morgan? I think that's an all-time high. Yep, all-time high. JP Morgan, incredible. 159 in October 2021 was all-time high. Now back to 202 as well. Celsius as well. Yeah, Celsius had an amazing day. Celsius had an amazing day as well. Celsius crushed it. So been a really good day for a lot of these companies as we've seen them gain more momentum. All right, Robinhood numbers should be out in a second. I'm refreshing to see what I get, and then we'll see how the street reacts to it. Again, I know if you saw the earnings, you know some of the numbers, but the street doesn't. So they're going to be seeing it for the first time, and then they're going to react based on those numbers. Celsius, real quick, let's go to that. Celsius after hours is at 94.50. Amazing for Celsius, up 3% of the day. Cisco earnings, Cisco up 4%. Cisco's moving. Let me pull up the Cisco numbers real quick. Cisco is moving. Not bad. Cisco after hours. Oh, we got EPS 46 cents, revenue 12.7 billion versus 12.5. They beat on revenue, net income 1.9 billion, adjusted EPS 88 cents versus 82 cents. So they beat on EPS, they beat on revenue, net income of 1.9 billion. You got Cisco right here up 4.5%. Not bad. Not bad for Cisco. Up 4% on the day after those earnings. Okay, Robinhood still, I don't have numbers yet. No numbers yet on my side. And we'll see it probably taken in a second. It's up a little bit after hours, 1860. We'll see what happens on my side. Still waiting for the numbers. We should be getting it relatively soon. Didn't Robinhood already report? They report the monthly metrics. They report the monthly. So today will be April's monthly. CrowdWorks moving as well. Yeah, I would imagine CrowdWorks moving with Cisco as well. CrowdWork 343. Wow, CrowdWork is up 4% today. Where's Palo Alto? That was Nancy's pick. Wow, she bought in at 275, guys. It's at 312. It's just, that guy who came on CNBC yesterday was like, it's illegal because he's tweeting memes. I mean, if Nancy Pelosi is not the best trader of all time, who may or may not have access to certain pieces of information, then I don't know who's a better trader. Oh my God, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Cisco is a Palantir customer, from my understanding. They work with Palantir on Apollo. That's the main software they use. But we got Palo Alto Networks. That means Fortinet should be good as well. Fortinet, yep, they're up 1% on the day. And then PAWN up 3.5%. And then CrowdStrike here up 4%. Okay, so we're waiting for the Robinhood numbers. They're not out yet. They should be out Okay, here we go. We got it. We got the data. Let me share this screen. And here we go. 90,000 new customers in the month of April. We got 90,000 customers. Assets under custody, 123 billion, down 5%. That made sense because April was down a bit. Net deposits, 4.9 billion. Made sense. That's the highest month they've ever had. Trading volumes in April were higher for options, lower for equities and crypto relative to March 2024. Equities was 70 billion, options 126 million, crypto was 10 billion. Margin was 4.1 billion, nothing changed. Total cash sweep 19.1 billion, up about 100 million. Total securities lending revenue was 21 million. 21 million. Where's the stock? The stock is up. Okay, there's a green candle there. There's a green candle. We are up $18.80 on Robinhood. $18.80, up 1.4%. Let me try to get the other graphic here. Pretty decent numbers, not bad numbers at all. Again, a lot of us knew these numbers. Okay, so their PDF's not loading. It should load in a second, but kind of what we thought would be the case. Robinhood here now 1881, up 1.51% off of that. GameStop's at 75. There's no way in hell. There's no way. You guys are kidding me. Yo, are you guys messing with me in the chat, dude? I really thought that was okay. That's I blame myself for falling for that. Robinhood 1878, look, up 1.4%. I think that makes sense. I don't think the numbers are that explosive where it has to be up like 10% or something, but the numbers are good and strong enough for the market to definitely give them a little bit of a premium and get excited. I really looked at fucking GameStop, dude. That's crazy. Who did that to me? Mitchell? Come on, Mitchell. I really thought, dude, I don't know. It's a meme stock rally. Anything could happen. So you just like, maybe it's at $75. Okay, I'm trying to pull up these numbers. I'm trying to put up the graphic here. They're not showing me it. Okay, so their PDFs are not working right now. Is the Excel working? Okay, nothing's working. So all we have is the press release. So I'll share that one more time, and we'll go through these numbers more in depth. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't have a position in GameStop. That's not why I looked. I was just like, dude, I was like, that's $75. It's crazy. Okay, so assets under custody again fell 6 billion. Wait, did it fall 6? Yeah, it fell 6 billion. And again, that's because stocks were down in the month of April. 24 million funded customers. We added 90,000. Now we added 140,000 gold customers. So out of the 90,000 we added, an additional 50,000 were in gold, which means some of the existing clients ended up using gold versus just the newer people. Equities at 70 billion, still amazing, even though it's down from 84 billion. Options was the highest it's ever been. 126 million contracts were traded. That's like ridiculous. And Robinhood's options spread is just insanity in terms of how much money they make on that. And then 10.1 billion off crypto. Bitcoin fell 4% in the month of April, but still Robinhood put up basically $35 million of revenue, which is insane in just that 1 month. Margins the same. Gold cash sweep is up about 200 million. Overall, 100 million in cash sweep. And then margin book at 4.1 billion. Securities lending revenue, they made another $4 million on that. Yeah, pretty good numbers. Kind of what we expected. The numbers that we needed to see. And the numbers that seems like the market is not crazy upset at that we got those numbers. Robinhood right now, 1854. Yeah, I expected the market to not really pump them on these numbers. If those funded accounts were closer to like 150,000, I think maybe we would have pumped even harder. But 90,000 is good. It is lower than the past couple months. So, and that makes sense because April was a down month. May is turning out to be an incredible month given the momentum that we've seen. 1870 after hours, up 1%. We are up 3% on the day. It'll be interesting to see how this kind of plays out. But remember, we already are kind of in this close to $19 range. Last time we were at like $16.90 and we pumped to $18.50. So this time when we're already in this range, we need a lot of numbers to continue to get it better. Buffett bought CB. Okay, what is CB? What is CB? Chubb Limited. Really? That's up 8% after hours. That's what he disclosed. He bought Chubb Limited. The secret stock Warren Buffett has been buying was just revealed. They bought 6.7 billion of Chubb. I thought it was SiriusXM. They bought Chubb Limited. What the fuck is Chubb Limited, dude? What is Chubb Limited? Chubb Limited, another insurance company? Really? This man loves his insurance. Chubb Limited, insurance. Chubb, business. Why does this remind me of like a fat person or something? Chubb. I just think of like, is Buffett's getting fat rich off this, or like what is going on here? Chubb Limited, insurance company. Interesting. That was the secret company he's been buying. Chubb is. Does anyone know this company before I pulled it up? Did anyone know this company? Chubb Limited. Apparently, some of you guys know this. It's a huge insurance company. Chubb year to date. Let me look at year to date on Chubb. CB. So it wasn't Sirius. It was CB. Chubb year to date is now up 18%. Before Buffett bought, it was basically up like 11 to 12%. Right now, it's up 5%. Chubb is big in Bermuda. $100 billion market cap. I've never heard of Chubb before in my life, dude. Robinhood right here up a little bit after hours. Chubb Limited up 5%. Let's call up CNBC. Let's see if they're covering it. Interesting. Insurance. Instead of Tesla, he's going into insurance. Yeah. Buffett is Buffett. He's going to do what he's going to do. He's not going to mess with PayPal or Disney. He's messing with Chubb. Interesting. Okay, so I'll pull up some metrics on Chubb, but real quick, let's look at Cisco and then I'll get some information on Chubb. Very interesting. Okay, I'll try to get this entire 13F and we'll go through the whole thing. Here we go.
Benefit clients.
Well, we said we were awaiting Cisco earnings. We have those results, and Christina Partsinevelos has them for us. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Morgan. Well, the networking provider Cisco posted an EPS, earnings per share, and revenues beat, helped by its recent acquisition of cybersecurity firm Splunk. So Q3 EPS came in at 88 cents a share with revenues of $12.7 billion. Splunk added roughly over $400 million to that line, but still a beat. You can see shares reacting quite positively. And with only 1 quarter left in their fiscal year, they were also able to beat Q4 expectations with an EPS range of 84 to 86 cents, and then Q4 revenues of a range of 13.4 to 13.6 billion. In the actual release, Cisco's CFO saying that customers are consuming their inventory now and they are seeing, quote, stabilization of demand as a result. That was an issue over the last 2 quarters. The company also naming Gary Steele, who is the CEO of Splunk, as the president of Cisco's go-to-market effective immediately. Reaction? Positive, over 4%. Guys?
All right, Christina Partsinevelos, thanks. Barbara, I'll go to you on this one because you had a beat.
All right, we'll go back to that in a second. So I'm looking at seeing what else he disclosed in this in this 13F. And what else we got here? So we got Chubb Limited, 6.7. Okay, here we go. We got it. We got an actual chart. Here we go. So, and again, let me know in the chat if anyone knows this. This is what he did. 25 million shares of Chubb Limited. He sold Chevron, sold some of his Sirius, sold a bunch of Apple. We saw this 12.8%, 116 million shares. That was a big one last week that we saw. And then he added some other Sirius. Now he sold, there's a bunch of different Siriuses. There's the holding company, then there's the actual stock itself. Then there's Liberty Media, which holds 84% of Sirius. So him buying the holding company means that he's maneuvering around how he's buying it. But he essentially increased his stake in Sirius and then decreased his stake in Chevron. And now he's in Chubb. There you go. Chubb Limited. That's the thing. We got Tanner here. Chubb also works with a lot of fintechs to help with white label products like SoFi and Nubank both have close ties with Chubb. Okay, so it seems like Tanner knew about this company. I had no idea what this company was. Chubb Limited. Chubb Limited. Well, there you go. Chubb Limited. That's the company. We got to go deeper into this one and see what this really is. But that is, let's go to the stock real quick and see what's going on there. So Chubb Limited up 5% now after hours, $100 billion market cap, price to sales of 1.9, dividend 1.3%. So he's getting about 1.5% on his money. And Sirius as well after hours. I think that should be up a little bit. Sirius is up, just a little bit, 0.32%. Robinhood after hours, not real change, 0.2%. Nothing too crazy. So metrics were good, but nothing the street is going insane about. And then you got GameStop here, 1.14% up after hours. Celsius kind of flat. Dell up a little bit. Nvidia up a little bit. But the story is Chubb Limited up 5% after hours. It's boring, dude. Yeah, as Adam says, I'm like, I have no idea what this is. I'm just like, dude, I was expecting something fun. Disney, Verizon, PayPal, give me something that I care about. All right, we got the Robinhood metrics now. Give me something that I really can dig into. We got Chubb Limited. Didn't expect that one. All right, here's the Robinhood metrics. 90,000 accounts, 123 billion under custody, $5 billion in deposits. Absolutely. In 1 month. That's not in a quarter. They used to do that per quarter. Now they're doing it in a month. Cash sweep, another 100 million added to the pile, generating more interest for them. And then options, 126 million were traded. Margin, 4.1 billion. Crypto volumes, 10.1 billion. And equity, 70.7 billion. Not bad. Contract volumes. Yeah, this was crazy. This was absolutely crazy. Here's another thing that Alejandro actually that he's commenting right here in the chat. He showed me about Robinhood. They acquired a company called Say Technologies, and I don't know if anyone knows that company, but that is the company that powers how you can ask questions to like shareholders, like Palantir. The way they get questions is through this company. Same thing with Tesla. All these guys. Robinhood bought them for 140 million. Apparently in Q2, that's when Say Technologies does all their business. That's when all the companies they invoice all the companies for doing the service of like doing shareholder questions and things of that nature, polling shareholders, voting, all of that stuff. And so every quarter for the past couple years that Robinhood has acquired them, they make money in Q2 off Say Technologies, and the street really doesn't know about that. So that's another thing that's really important as well for Robinhood going into Q2. Interesting that he bought at all-time highs. Well, did he buy at all-time highs on Chubb? I mean, if we look at the 5-year, so he's been buying this since August 2023, if I'm not wrong. That's when he disclosed that he needed permission from the SEC. So he was buying at 190. So it's not at all-time highs. Now it's at all-time highs. He did buy a bit more last quarter, but he started buying, if I'm not wrong, in this 170 to 190 range. And so he's up nicely, and he's collected a 1.3% dividend for the past 9 months. And he's protected himself from volatility because he was able to get the SEC to give him permission to not have to disclose, which again, you know, the former commissioner getting mad that Roaring Kitty is tweeting as a manipulation, whereas Warren Buffett literally gets to kind of do whatever he wants. It just goes to show he's definitely protected himself here. And we got 264 up 4.7%. on Chubbs. S&P 500, 529.14. Let me get the bear case from you guys. What do you guys think is the bear case for the S&P to collapse down to 500? I spent the first 10 minutes of this show basically fielding the bull case and explaining why the market is in momentum mode and why inflation likely is coming down and why we should be a bit more excited. What do you think is the bear case for the markets to kind of take a little bit of a dip, maybe even down 10% back to like 490, 480, if that were to play out? Bitcoin, let's check on Bitcoin as well. GameStop's tanking. Okay, let's go to that. Chubb's forward PE is of 11 and a peg of 0.68. That's not that crazy. Now, granted, what's their growth? Let me see. Let me see their growth. Let me see. Alejandro, I'm going to use your website. I'm going to see if you got this one here. Oh, awesome. Look at this. Shout out to Alejandro, dude. I pay $10 a month for his website. Not sponsored or anything. He's a good friend of mine. Visualstocks.com. I'll put in the chat if anyone wants to check it out. He's a fellow entrepreneur like myself. One of the best websites, I think, in analyzing the stock market and using it as a stock screener if anyone wants to check it out. So here's Chubb Limited. Let's look at some of their metrics. So revenue was $43 billion in 2022, $49 billion in 2023. So not crazy. 3-year revenue growth of 10%, in line with Buffett's kind of style. Net income in 2022 was $5.2 billion, 2023 $9 billion. So we had a nice bump last year in net income. Cash and debt doesn't look like they have a lot of debt, and if they do, it might be financed at low rates. So that's not too bad at all. And then shares outstanding went higher in 2016, but they've started to come down every single year. It looks like management has been buying back some shares as well. Yeah, it looks like a typical Buffett company. There you go. All the headlines. Look, he's got headlines here as well. So nice stuff on the website. Berkshire Hathaway. All of this is people getting excited about Chubb. Institutional holdings are 86%, retail 13%. And obviously Buffett is in there heavy. Price to free cash flow 7, forward PE 11, and price to sales 1.98. Doesn't look crazy. Let's go back to the memes. Let's see how the memes are going. The apes are selling. Are the apes selling? GameStop. Wow. Holy crap. GameStop's down another 6%. It was up 2% after hours. There you go. Look at that red candle. And then where's AMC? It has to be falling. That's another reason Robinhood's probably being held back, guys. That's a Robinhood. AMC's down 6%. That's another reason Robinhood, if these two are falling after hours, the market right now algorithmically pegged them. Robinhood 1861. It might be held back because, I mean, if GameStop was at like $60 right now, I don't think Robinhood would be stuck here. I think it would be mooning with it. So, and again, my thesis is AMC and GameStop can go to shit. I mean, no one really cares. But Robinhood is going to get a lot of benefits from them even after they're long done. So that's kind of the play there and the reason why I'm excited about them. I don't know, man. If you bought the top at GameStop at around $70, the question is, do you have faith that Roaring Kitty can rile up the troops? Do you have faith that can continue to happen? Tanner says all-time high doesn't matter. It's whether or not it was cheap for them. That's true. Warren Buffett has historically said it's a question of if it's cheap for us now versus before. PK says it's possible that crypto revenue may remain almost the same for Q2 and Q1 for Robinhood. Q1 was 36 billion. Q2 is 10.1. Anything more than 50% of Q1 would be massive. Yeah, I agree. And Bitcoin, speaking of crypto, is going up. So if Robinhood can capitalize on Bitcoin over the next 2 months, maybe they match or even get close to the revenue they had last quarter for crypto, showing 2 quarters of crypto revenue growth. At that point, the streets really got to look at themselves and say, hey, does it make sense that we think it's like a fluke? Because it doesn't seem like it's a fluke anymore. Even if crypto declines in the latter half of the year, which I don't think would happen, so much momentum is still built into the other parts of the business. MSTR at 1,500. Yeah, shout out to Benny. Benny did buy at 1,100, and Benny was a little upset that it fell right after you bought at 1,100. Look at that. You hold on a little bit. Bitcoin does a thing. Bitcoin does what it has to do, and then here you go. You got it at 1,520. You're up $400 on that MicroStrategy, even if during the short term it was a bit more volatile. So not bad. Breakfast pizza, I bought MicroStrategy sub 200. Not bad either. I know a couple of people who may or may not be in the chat that bought MicroStrategy relatively cheaper than what it is today. So again, MicroStrategy is one of the best leverage plays on Bitcoin, but it really, really depends on Bitcoin. You know, like the Robinhood crypto is part of the thesis, but it's not the thesis. For MicroStrategy, that is the thesis. That's it. And either it works out or it doesn't work out. Let's listen to Georgetown professor McCooley on what he thinks is the reason for the exuberance in the markets and if he thinks it's or not. I thought this clip actually did a good job at summarizing kind of what's going on in the markets and how we're currently looking at where equities are.
Morning at Post 9 for the first time in a while is former PIMCO chief economist Paul McCulley, now an adjunct professor at Georgetown. Welcome back, Paul.
Good to be here.
So, progress, how do you characterize it?
Yes, I would call it fully benign after effectively the slap around the head in the first 3 months. And I think the market is rationally exuberant on the whole issue. Doesn't mean the
Wow, SMCI is 1,000. That's incredible. SMCI is 1,000.
Fed's going to ease anytime soon, but it's consistent with the whole notion that the next move is unambiguously an ease, and that's what a forward-looking market should be discounting, is the next move. And there were talk about the notion, could there be tightening again? And Jay Powell effectively just kiboshed that thing
Even as
yesterday.
recently as yesterday, right?
Exactly.
How many of these would you need to string together to get the confidence that Powell wants?
Probably need 3. I mean, we had 3 slaps against the head, so therefore just symmetry would say 3. And I say that in some respects tongue in cheek because it's a matter of confidence. And we didn't see OER crack today. And I think if you got OER to crack, that would reinforce the proposition. They can start talking about when they're going to do it. The big issue, he said, the direction is down.
But we are, to your point, still waiting for shelter to start to really come down, whether it's rents or OER, as you say, owner equivalent rents as well.
Yeah, we are. And I think the entire community, both on Wall Street, at the Fed, and everywhere else, is scratching their head on how long is this going to take. In fact, Chair Powell mentioned it yesterday. You know the new lease is coming in, and it's just a matter of how long is that lag. In fact, there's something to be said for we're dealing with the last lag as opposed to the last mile.
But what do we know then? If everybody's scratching their heads about it, have we learned anything in terms of when it's finally going to crack?
Hopefully we've learned some humility. Hopefully we've learned some humility. And I think Chair Powell would say amen to that. Because you know the piece parts, but trying to figure out exactly when it gets there is really difficult.
I was thinking Thomas Jefferson as well, dude. I was like, dude, I want to have that hair one day. I want to have that hair. I could kind of pull off that hair right now, but you got to have gray hair for it to really stick. You got to have gray hair for this, for this to work out. Ian says, love your interview with Sham. Another quality conversation. Thank you so much. Got a lot of good feedback on the Sham interview. It was fun. I listened to it again today a couple times, and I think it was good. I think it was really fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I also liked that it was only 20 minutes, so that it wasn't like a super long thing, but it was short enough. The topics were timely enough where I think it provided a lot of value to people. So awesome stuff. All right, SMCI is now down 1.82% after hours, 935. Robinhood 1865 after hours. MSTR 1497. AMC is down another 4%. GameStop's down another 7%, dude. Holy crap. It is down. It is, when are you going to watch 36 Chambers? I'm thinking I got to do it now. I have to do it now. Maybe this weekend. I watch 36 Chambers. It seems exciting. If Carp recommended it, we gotta watch it. Cisco up 5%. Great earnings. I mean, Cisco going up 5% to 52 is basically where it's been for like 11 years now or something. I mean, let's look at Cisco's max chart. Yeah, it's been kind of hovering in this range for a while now. But still pretty good with a 3% dividend as well on Cisco. Good beat on EPS and revenue. It shows that IT spend is going well. SoFi 729. I actually called Steve today, guys. I had a good hour-long conversation with Steve, and he shared some of the same frustrations I've been having with SoFi. And he thought the partnership yesterday also made no sense. And he's just hoping these guys prioritize a B2B tech partnership. But we'll see. Right now, SoFi's just got to figure that out. And if they can, I think it'll go well. Volume on SoFi, 34 million. So like the volume on SoFi is insane every day, but the stock just gets stuck in that range. If you're wheeling SoFi, if you're writing puts on SoFi, I mean, it's one of the best stocks to wheel. It stays in one range. It's very predictable on where it goes to the upside or downside. So premium, and the premiums on SoFi are great because people keep buying calls on it. So it's not too bad. Why is Google showing Palantir as a $103 billion market cap? Well, Google, as we know, because of their AI, they can tell the future. And as a result of that, I'm sure Gemini was like, hey, 50 billion for Palantir is ridiculous. We know where it's going. And so that's probably the reason. No, I'm just kidding. Google's been doing something weird, dude. Google Finance. I don't know what's going on there, but every day, I mean, everyone complains about this. Yeah, it's saying 100 billion. It makes no sense. It did that for NVIDIA. It said NVIDIA was like $400 the other day. It's going a little weird at Google, but I wouldn't trust Google Finance right now. I would just like go to TradingView or something like that to check it out. Colorblind Collector says bank charter was a big mistake for SoFi. Getting in bed with the feds never is a good idea for innovation. I mean, look, I definitely think the banking thing was important for SoFi. The problem is, yeah, you have a point, right? I mean, Robinhood basically acts as a bank by being a brokerage, and you store all your money there. I mean, that's the purpose of a bank at the end of the day. And getting into the lending business is a bit difficult because now the feds were like, hey, you can't sell crypto anymore because you're giving out loans. And so they had to get rid of that as a major catalyst for the company. So it is a bit tough. I mean, it's something they're navigating, and that's why the B2B tech side to me is the most important catalyst now. It's just a question of if they can get that going. Palo Alto Network's up a little bit after hours, 343. Let me see if anything else had earnings as well. What else has earnings? You guys are saying what happened to Jesse? I don't think anything happened to Jesse. He posted a picture today of him in a Cybertruck. I think he's just like tired. Guys, you got to recognize, dude, doing content every day. I mean, Jesse just got started into doing one closing stream every day. It's not easy. I mean, maybe I come here with a lot of energy and I look excited and I make it seem a little easy, but there is work that has to be done mentally, physically. Look at him right here. I don't know. Jesse was this buff with his Cybertruck. So I think he's been taking a break because he's a bit tired. To come on every day and talk to people, give your thoughts, give your opinions, try to be exciting, entertaining, keep people's attention, and then try to give some quality analysis on stuff, which means I have to read. Most of my day is reading, dude. I'm reading a lot of shit, trying to understand what's going on. It can get intellectually tiring, you know? Now, my thing is I fucking love this. And you guys know how much I love this because I've always wanted to be like a performer, always wanted to be on stage. And I'm a bit of an attention whore, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. I'm an attention whore, so I really like it. But it is tiring, dude. It is very, very tiring. Look at what Chris said. Chris said, I just got home, freaking tired. People get tired as well. People get tired. Tanner says, easy to throw shots at SoFi right now, but they want to survive without that bank charter. We are simply in a hard lending period. That's all. I agree. And please don't interpret me as throwing shots at SoFi. That is not the goal here. I want SoFi to get to $12 by the end of the year. My sister will make a lot of money based on her option. She bought at $4. I have zero incentive for SoFi to go down. I'm just being the honest reality of the situation is that the product is not innovating a lot and consumers are not resonating with it at the levels at which they're resonating with other companies. And it's a tough period. So the catalyst is not there. I think the other thing is, a lot of retail bought SoFi and they're expecting a 10 bagger or like at least like a 10% bagger. And that hasn't happened, right? It's been stuck for a while. When in reality, if you're buying SoFi, it's a bank with a tech part of the business that's being built. You should be buying it for 5 to 10 years, right? Logically, you should be buying it for 5 to 10 years. The problem is if retail is your investor base, just like Palantir had a retail investor base at $6 that was ready to slit my throat at one point if Palantir would not get above $6, you're going to have people upset. And so as much as I agree, like SoFi is a long-term hold and people have to have that mentality, it's very difficult if the majority of the investor base is retail because you're not, retail is not going to accept sitting on dead money when the entire market's mooning for the next 18 months. And so Anthony Nota's got to do something. I don't know what the hell he's going to do, but he's got to do something. But yeah, anyway, going back to Jesse, Kelly says in the chat, Jesse had a major issue with his nephew. Yeah, that happened a couple of weeks ago as well. So that's probably holding him back. It's tough. It's tough to do. It's tough to do YouTube, but it gets tiring. Life gets in the way, family stuff. You got to be able to navigate that stuff. And it's difficult to keep it going every day, but I'm sure Jesse will be back. He loves this. He loves content. He's been enjoying the grind. And so I'm sure he'll be back soon. Okay. We have, what do we have? We have breaking news, Palo Alto Networks and IBM partnership. Palo Alto. Okay. Let me search that up. I don't see that article. Palo Alto, IBM, news. Yeah, there we go. Wow. 1 minute ago, breaking. Shout out to that comment, Leslie. That was awesome. Thank you for that. That's amazing. All right, so here we go. Palo Alto and IBM. Let me look at the stock real quick. IBM right now, after hours, up flat, basically. It was up 1% today. Palo Alto, of course, Nancy's gonna get a boost. Yep, Palo Alto's up 1%. Dude, Nancy really got the fucking bottom, dude. She got in at 275. 275 on Palo Alto. Absolutely insane. Okay, so here's the news. Okay, so Palo Alto Networks and IBM to jointly provide AI-powered security offerings, IBM to deliver security consulting services. IBM to platform internal security solutions with PAN. Palo Alto will incorporate Watson LLMs. Wow. IBM will bolster its leading security services. IBM will train more than 1,000 security consultants. Palo Alto has agreed to acquire IBM's QRadar software assets. Interesting. IBM will accelerate innovation and investment in data security and identity and access management for hybrid cloud and AI. Look, just reading those 5 bullet points is another data point on the fact that AI is real. I mean, 2 mega companies. What are the market caps of? Palo Alto is at 100 billion. IBM, I think, is at 154 billion. 2 big companies coming together. It seems like all of these bullet points have to do with cybersecurity and AI. It's not a joke, dude. This is real. It is absolutely real in terms of what's going on when it comes to AI. So not bad. Not bad. Good partnership there. Who's in Palo Alto or IBM? IBM had a nice run this year. I think it's up like 20% after they disclosed some AI stuff on their last earnings. IBM year to date. Let me look at the 6 months. IBM topped out at 197 and it bottomed at it fell from 161 to 197, but still up from like 110. So that's good on IBM. And then Palo Alto, we all know, went to 275. IBM year to date is up 4%. Okay, so it's up 4%, but it was up almost like 10% at one point at 197. Okay, let's go back to the degen stocks. GameStop, 5% down. AMC, 5% down. Not moving. SoFi actually up a little bit, 730 after hours. Nice for SoFi. Robinhood, 1864 after hours. Chubb Limited up 6%. Again, that's the Buffett stock for those that are just joining, which is good to see. And then Sirius is basically flat after hours. S&P 500, 529.27 as well after hours right now. Hussein says, I'm still at work, procrastinating working to watching your stream. Someone said that yesterday as well on the stream. They were like, damn it, Amit, I hate when you go live because then I don't get work done. And I'm just like, well, if you got me in the background, maybe you can work. And my voice is just like this calming melodic thing. Maybe that's maybe I didn't get to be a singer, but my voice is this melody that plays in the back. Because a lot of people have told me they just have me on in the background. And so maybe that's my way of singing, even though it's not literally singing. But that's what we got right now. GameStop down 5%, AMC down 5%, Bitcoin still holding 66. Well, CleanSpark should be up right now then, right? Yeah. CleanSpark, wow, 1712. I didn't even see that. Up 11%. CleanSpark, look at that. Where's Marathon? Marathon, $20, dude, up 11%. Both of them together, up 11%. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. CleanSpark and Marathon. And then MicroStrategy as well had a great day. So nice recovery for some of the crypto names. It was a tough day for these guys. Robinhood right here, 1865 after hours. Hut 8 Mining, 883 up 13%. Cypher up 12%. And then IREN up 6.78% as well. Bitfarms up 14% on the day. And then CleanSpark here up 11.4%. Is Palo Alto going to have a big news day tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. This was good news after hours, but the thing is the stock has recovered nicely. Let's look at the 3 months here. The stock has done really well. Yeah, it's up 1.3% after hours. Look at this. It was at 300 on May 14th. Let's look at it was at 260. So this was the fall from 380 to 260 February 22nd. Now it's at 316. So let's do the math there. 316 minus 260 divided by 260. It's a 22% gain in 2 months. And Nancy told us it was going to happen, but it happened. There you go. Solana's recovering as well. Let's look at Solana. I haven't looked at Solana in a minute, dude. Solana, it's not on Robinhood. I don't own it, so I never check it out that much. But Solana should be at what? I'm gonna guess 178. I'm guessing on Solana. 155. Okay, I'm a little too bullish there. But Solana 155 right now. Solana topped out at I think 194. This thing has a market cap similar to Palantir. Oh no, sorry, it's much more than that. 89 billion. Palantir is at like 50 billion. Or 45 billion. Solana is the DeFi protocol for all the smartest people that I know that care about crypto. They use Solana. They care a lot about Solana. So I have a deep respect for Solana. And this bad boy was like $8 a year ago, dude. So it's been one of the best performing ones. From my understanding, Solana is more useful than Ethereum. Ethereum really doesn't have as many use cases as Solana does. And then Bitcoin's the big one. That's there. Solana is on Robinhood. That's correct. It's in Germany, in Robinhood EU. It's not in unfortunately not in the United States. Let me give a call to Steve. Let's see if he picks up. He had an interesting thought about the meme stocks. Let's see if he picks up. If he doesn't pick up, I'll tell you guys what he told me today about meme stocks. It was really funny to get his perspective on it. He might be in a meeting right now. Let's see. Palo Alto here at 315. SoFi up a little bit after hours. Bitcoin 65.80. So Bitcoin falling a little bit. Okay, yeah, he's in a meeting. So basically, he basically started cursing out everyone buying GameStop. It was the funniest phone call, dude. I was like, what's wrong with GameStop? He was just like, who the fuck is buying this stupid fucking 1300 PE? I was like, yo, chill. Like, relax, bro. Like, it's a roaring kitty. I was trying to calm him down. I'm like, it's a roaring kitty, my guy. Like, we got the kitty's back. And he was just like, this is stupid. I was like, look, it's stupid, but it's part of the momentum. It's part of the game. It's part of the story. For those that are just joining, the Robinhood metrics came in pretty good. 90,000 new accounts. We got billions of equity crypto trading and 10 billion options at 125 million. Equities 70 billion, crypto 10 billion. So metrics were good, not explosive, but good. That's why it's up after hours. And again, GameStop, AMC being down is another reason why Robinhood's probably going to be held back a little bit because it's starting to get pegged to those companies. Roaring Kitty has been tweeting like crazy. I'm not going to play the tweets, but because he's tweeting all these movies and you're not allowed to play movies on YouTube. But Roaring Kitty has been tweeting a ton of tweets. Like even if I just scroll through them, dude, tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. Like he's just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. And it's kind of getting to the point where it's like, all right, like, what are you trying to say? Like, what's the point? What's the message? Cisco's up 8%. Holy crap. Oh, the Shift 4 guy bought some of his stock today. Wow, Cisco up. Why is Cisco up this much? Let me pull up their earnings. Was it that important? Are they doing a buyback? Let's see. Yeah, the guy for that company, Shift Payments. And then we got Warren Buffett's new portfolio. I'll share that in a second. Warren Buffett's new portfolio. Yeah, he bought a ton of stock yesterday. Yeah, 86,000 shares. Is anyone in this one? Let me know if anyone's in this one. Ticker symbol FOUR. Shift Payments, 86,000 shares at $67 average. A lot of fintech people have been excited about this one. I don't know much about it. It's up 11% today. So he got it at 67? It's at 72. So he's up on that. Always nice to see a CEO buying more of their stock. All right, here's the Warren Buffett updated portfolio. Here we go. All right, you guys can see it. Apple is now 40%. That's down from 47%. Bank of America, 12%. American Express, 10%. Coca-Cola, 7%. Chevron, 6%. Occidental, 5%. Kraft Heinz, 3.6%. Moody's, 2.9%. Chubbs. Wow, Chubbs made it into the top 10, baby. Wow. 2%. DaVita, 1.5%. Citi, 1%. Everything else, 8%. Very interesting. There you go. That is Buffett's new way of playing the markets. Apple, B of A, American Express, Coca-Cola, Chevron. And he trimmed Apple, trimmed Occidental, trimmed Chevron, and then he added to some of the other ones. Cisco at 7.6. Bitcoin 65,000 right here. Robinhood 1860. S&P still amazing, 529.3 after hours right now. He dumped his Amazon shares. No, it's probably in the everything else. I think he still has Amazon, but he has not aggressively added to Amazon. He's not cared much about Amazon for a while. I mean, it was always a small part of his position, nothing that crazy. All right, let's get Josh Brown's perspective on what's going on with the Fed PI and see what he has to say about the 3.4 headline number we got this morning.
Welcome in, Josh and Cameron, both here at Post 9. Josh, a CNBC contributor. I got way ahead of myself on Apple's price. but we're not getting ahead of ourselves on these new records for all of the major averages. So I just ask you, is it time to get more bullish?
I guess I don't get more or less bullish based on price action because I'm not a swing trader. But if you're somebody that's a little bit more short-term oriented and you're trading based on momentum, yes, obviously you're getting the green light here. You're getting confirmation everywhere you look. It doesn't matter what sector. It doesn't matter what overseas index. They're all flashing the same green light. And it's coinciding with the type of economic data that we've been waiting for and hoping for. You have prices in the economy, the growth of prices in the economy moderating, but you've still got a very healthy job market. You've got the consumer still spending, and you really don't have anything in credit spreads or any kind of defaults or any of those things that we would have thought were guaranteed given the rate of interest rate increases that were going on over the prior 18 months. So when you put everything together and people are looking at the $6 trillion that went into money market funds over the last, 2 years, people are just saying, you know what, maybe I'm not long enough. Maybe I am ignoring what the market is telling me. Maybe I am missing out on a typical, very typical mid-cycle bull market. And that's where we are right now.
It's an interesting thought. And Brian Belsky of BMO, he came on halftime earlier today. He raised his price target to the highest on the street to 5,600. And he told us why. Listen.
I think we can have an opportunity to add to positions at cheaper levels, Scott. But for now, we see that dreaded word momentum continuing. We think that the markets head higher as people continue to reallocate. I think people aren't talking enough about that, reallocating back into stocks.
All right, that's Belsky. That's what Brown was just talking about, right?
Yeah, not to brag. I was hanging out with Belsky last week, and we were talking about career risk. And you could pretend all you want that every investment dollar comes into or out of the market based on the fundamentals. But in reality, people have a job to do. And that job is to earn a return on the capital that's been entrusted with them. And that is a huge driver in the second half of the year in both directions, right? So we saw a washout in October of 2022. This is the reverse version of that. Now you have the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 as of noon today, all making all-time highs together. That doesn't happen all the time. The last time we saw it was March 20th of this year. It's only happened 241 days since 1985. It's a fairly rare phenomenon, but when it's taking place and you're out of the market and or underweight, it's deafening. You cannot sit there and watch that go on, and not just because you feel a certain way, but there's an agency problem in investing, which is when you're running money for other people, they have expectations. And one of those expectations is you better not trail the SPX by 1,000 basis points. Otherwise, you're fired. So we can all pretend that doesn't happen. But those of us who have been here for a while, Cameron will tell you, this is a very real phenomenon. And I don't think it's played out yet.
Cameron, what do you think?
So I think that we have to appreciate that there are these tailwinds of momentum, the fact that the market is not overbought, that breadth is getting better, and the fact that liquidity is supportive of this market. We have the Fed tapering QT. We have Treasury liquidity that's supportive. You also have fiscal stimulus, which is helping to keep GDP estimates high, EPS estimates high. So now that you've removed the boogeyman of the potential that the Fed could raise rates further, and we thought it was more of a fear than an actual risk, but the fear that they could raise rates further, you've taken that off the table. Markets breathe a sigh of relief. The question is, can we get to 5,600? If you get to that level based on 2025 estimates, you'd be back to peak valuations you saw in 2021. You'd probably want to, at that point, revisit your risk position.
Makes sense, dude. Makes sense. The fear of the Fed raising rates that a lot of the bears were talking about when we were at 492. Oh, inflation's not dead. We're going to have to raise rates. J-Powell shut that down yesterday. CPI seemed to shut that down today, which means 5,600. I agree with her. I mean, I haven't looked at it from a technical or fundamental perspective. I don't know what the S&P's PE is if we're at 56. We're trading at like 285 times earnings, $285 a share, which would be 24 times earnings, I think. Right now we're at like 20. If that's the case, yeah, you probably want to take some profits. And I think all of us would be fine with taking some profits there. But can we get there? right? Can we get, because that's a lot more momentum than being here at 530. S&P is up almost 13% year to date. Could we actually get to that 5,600 level, 12% year to date on the S&P? I think it's possible. It's just inflation's got to come down to be able to build that momentum to get there. Robinhood metrics, I talked about it in the beginning of the stream, so you can rewind, go to the 15-minute mark, and we talked about those metrics, the 20-minute mark when the metrics came out. The metrics are good, not explosive, so the street's not rewarding it too much, but realistically, I think GameStop AMC being down after hours is why the street's not pushing it higher, because the metrics are pretty damn amazing. But yeah, again, $5 billion in 1 month, insane. But right now it's based on GameStop and AMC. All of the people here in the chat saying that mint chocolate chip ice cream is good. You are the same people that would eat a bucket of mayo. And I just want to say that I don't think you people understand food. I don't think you understand taste buds. I think you probably need to reevaluate your taste buds. Anyone that thinks eating toothpaste with chocolate ice cream is some phenomenal invention that deserves to be praised. Again, I really do think it's okay to go to a therapist and talk. Like, there's not a stigma around it, but you do need to go get some help. You really do. And then on top of that, if you put mayo on anything, I don't care what it is. If you put mayonnaise on anything, I was at Wendy's the other day, and they gave me something. I said no mayo. They gave it to me. It had mayo. I went back to them. I was like, I'm sorry. I cannot do this. Please, can you please not give me mayo? And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay, but just know I cannot do mayo. I can't do it. So mayo and mint chocolate chip, I don't know what you guys are on eating this stuff, but it's not the right way. It's just not the right way to live. Toothpaste, yeah, because literally mint chocolate chip ice cream is toothpaste, dude. You're eating toothpaste with ice cream. Mint is like you're eating toothpaste with ice cream. It makes no sense. I'd never understood it. Mint coffee ice cream, like I don't get it. When you put the mint in the ice cream, like mint makes your mouth feel like kind of fiery, and then you're eating it with cold ice cream. It's like doesn't make any sense. Doesn't work for me. And I think people should reevaluate how they think about it. L takes on In-N-Out. Okay, we'll do one final poll to end it out. Thank you guys for joining. This will be in the stream. But Davis is my friend in Vegas. He took Arnie to In-N-Out. Let me actually show you guys that video. He took Arnie to In-N-Out. I took Arnie to Chick-fil-A. And I think I did better. All right, so this is the end of the stream. Officially done. If you want to leave, you can leave. We're going to end the stream by showing you two videos. One of me giving Arnie Chick-fil-A, and then one of him eating In-N-Out. And I just want you guys to assess which one do you think he enjoyed more? Because it was pretty damn obvious to me when he took the first bite of Chick-fil-A that it was obviously Chick-fil-A, not In-N-Out. But you guys can decide. And we're going to do a poll right after this. All right, here we go. So here's Chick-fil-A with Arnie, and then we'll do In-N-Out. All right, folks. So we got Arnie, Italian. This is his first Chick-fil-A ever from America. So Arnie, here we go.
This is a moment of truth. Amit talked to me about this so well. We waited for 3 hours of travel. You will need to try this Chick-fil-A. And actually, we missed the exit.
We missed the exit, so we had to wait a
couple.
But
here we are. So this is the moment of truth.
It's American freedom, baby. Here we go.
Take
another bite. Really feel it. Feel all of it. If Chick-fil-A was public, dude, I'd buy so much stock in Chick-fil-A. That's real chicken, folks. That's real chicken.
That's really good.
It's really good? You're not just saying it, right? You really think it's good? You got the spicy one, too.
Why is not listed this stuff?
What do you say?
Why is not listed?
Why it's not listed on the markets? Yeah, man. Chick-fil-A. We're ready to buy. It's good, right? All right, there you go. So he obviously, that was a real, I thought those were real emotions. Now here's his In-N-Out rehearsal dinner he did with Davis, fucking basically doing this for the video. Just watch this and let me know what you guys think after.
All right, Arnie, we need your opinion on the West Coast food.
We have another moment of truth. The other day with Amit, I tried the Chick-fil-A.
71.
Today I tried Chic, and today we are at In-Out, right?
Yes.
Look at this beast. How this big. Okay, it looks beautiful, but does it also taste great? Let's try it.
Oh, hold on. Steve's calling me. So let me call him. Yo, Steve.
What's up?
Can you just wait for 1 minute? I'm gonna put you on hold. We're finishing one thing real quick, and then just okay. So don't hang up. I got you. I'll put you on hold. All right.
78, 75, and 76, please.
Okay, Amit, I'm sorry, but this is better.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's confirmed, guys. In and out is good. All right, Arnie, we need your opinion.
Literally rehearsed. Okay, so I started the poll. Let me know what you guys think. Absolute. I'm sorry, Amit. This is better. Like, come on, bro. Come on, dude. That was absolutely manufactured. No fucking way in hell. Like, when he ate it, dude, when he was like, oh, this is so good. When he ate the Chick-fil-A. This one, he's like, I'm sorry, Amit. This is better. Come on, bro. Absolutely rehearsed. Don't tell me In-N-Out is winning, dude. You guys know Chick-fil-A is not better than In-N-Out. Or sorry, In-N-Out is not better than Chick-fil-A. No fucking way, dude. No way. Absolutely ridiculous, dude. We're talking about Chick-fil-A. In-N-Out's just a burger with disgusting mayo sauce on it. Steve. Okay, before we get into stocks, which one's better, Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out? Be honest. Steve.
Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out?
Yes, Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out. Which one? Which one's better? Be honest.
I've never been to In-N-Out, so I can't answer that.
Okay, but Chick-fil-A is like amazing, right?
I think Chick-fil-A is pretty damn good.
Okay, there we go. So we'll get In-N-Out one day. We'll find a way to get. I just asked the chat, and there is 56% In-N-Out, 44% Chick-fil-A, and I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all.
Everybody raves about In-N-Out. I mean, I don't know. It's got to be good.
No, it's not. I've had it. I've been to California plenty of times. Dude, it sucks. It's not like, it's not special. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's not like special. You know what I mean? So, okay. So Steven, thank you for calling me here. I'll keep this limited to 15 minutes and I'll get you out of here. You and I got to talk earlier today and you got to share some of your opinions with me around GameStop. I am with 728 people here on the stream. So thank you for joining me. What is your analysis of the phenomena that we are seeing right now with GameStop stock?
I don't know why anybody would ever call this a phenomenon. It's stupid.
Well, it's pretty phenomenal, wouldn't you say?
It's stupid. It's a sideshow, and I mean, look, if people making money on it, more power to them. Can't hate on anybody making money, but it's not for me. I mean,
well, why is it stupid? That's my question. Why is it stupid?
Because there's going to be a lot of people losing money on this. It's very volatile. You got people that know what they're doing or have a better understanding of what's going on, able to scalp and make money. But you got some people that are probably buying it at 40. You definitely had some people buying it at 50, thinking it was going to do what it did in 2020 or 2021. They're going to lose money. And yes, you could say that about any stock. It's always a risk, but this is something different.
Okay. Chris says In-N-Out sounds mad gay. That's actually hilarious. Okay, so what do you think about Roaring Kitty kind of getting the market excited again? Like, do you feel his influence to get a stock up $5 billion in market cap is something that's like a short-term top to the market? Like that's only happening in a market that's overinflated? How do you conceptualize that?
I mean, I don't know. It's not something I really think about. Putting me on the spot, I would say it doesn't really matter. The guy posted a picture of somebody in a chair playing a video game. Who cares? People want to invest because of that. Great. I don't know.
Okay, if someone makes money on GameStop, or if someone's sitting on profits right now, how would you advise them to act?
I wouldn't. They need to make their own decisions. But if they are making money, great. Good for them.
So you wouldn't tell them to sell and take some profits?
I mean, I know what I would do in this situation, but I'm not them. No?
Okay. Same thing with AMC. Any thoughts on that one, or it's the same?
AMC is even more ridiculous.
Why?
Okay, because at least GameStop has a halfway decent balance sheet. And some people may disagree with me on that, but if you look at the balance sheet, I'm currently driving back from the office, so I'm not in front of the computer. But the last time I looked at it, it wasn't a horrible balance sheet by any stretch of the mind compared to AMC's. AMC's balance sheet, I don't know how this company survives another 3 or 4 years without tapping the equity markets and diluting shareholders into oblivion. I mean, look, you can pull it up. GameStop has what, $4.5 billion of long-term debt on their balance sheet. They have like $850 million of cash. They don't make money. I mean, over the past 3 years, they've had 2 quarters where they were profitable.
Yeah. Yep.
If you go back on an annualized basis over the past decade, I think they've made money like 3 or 4 years on an annualized basis. And their net income or their free cash flow, whatever you want to look at, doesn't come close to what they have in debt. I just don't see that this is a viable business that can manage without some type of cash infusion from a much larger company or just diluting shareholders and selling equity if the stock runs for some crazy reason.
So let me ask you a broader philosophical question. The people, I mean, obviously these stocks have pumped dramatically. You need buyers to pump them. Why are people buying it?
Because they think they can make money on it. Same reason I buy stocks.
But obviously these stocks are ridiculous valuations. Why do you think people are buying into the valuations?
Not everybody looks at a cash flow statement. Not everybody looks at an income statement. Some people just go off of what they see on the news, or people look at it from a trend, or just try to make money. I mean, I can't tell you why other people do what they do. But when you look at the financials, AMC makes less sense than GameStop.
I agree. Okay, I have another question. Well, not a question. I have a statement for you. You probably don't know, Buffett's secret stock was disclosed today.
I do not know. What was his secret stock?
Okay, before I say, you guess. What do you think it is?
So I only have one question. Was it something that was currently in his portfolio or not?
No.
Okay.
So it's not serious. So it's not serious. Okay. It's not serious. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a fun one, dude. What do you think?
Man, there's no way I'm gonna get this right.
Dude, if you somehow got this right, I will like.
I can't believe I'm about to say NVIDIA. I cannot believe I'm about to say this. I feel like it's NVIDIA or Alphabet, one of the two. I feel like it's a tech company.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 choices. You use 2. NVIDIA, Alphabet. It's not those 2. You got 3 more.
Okay. I really have no clue. I don't know.
No other guesses? What you think?
Just tell me. Just tell me.
All right. Warren, are you ready for this, bro? Because like I gave you 3 other guesses. It was 3.
Just tell me.
It was 3 guesses for a good reason.
Just tell me.
Dude, he bought Palantir.
No, he did.
Yes, he did, dude. That's why I wanted to call you, bro. I wanted to fucking call you.
He did not buy Palantir.
I wanted to call you. That's why I was like, yo, Steve, I gotta get on the stream with you, bro.
He did not buy Palantir.
He fucking bought Palantir, dude. It's like it's a 10 million shares, 2% of his portfolio. It's in.
Did he really?
Would I lie to you?
No, that's crazy. I can't believe he bought it. That's awesome.
Okay, I'm kidding. He didn't buy Palantir.
Yeah, no, like I said, I had no fucking no. So what did he buy?
All right, he did buy a stock we all love, though. Like.
Okay, what is it?
He bought SoFi, bro.
Stop it.
Okay, finally. No bullshit. He bought Disney, bro. He bought Disney.
That makes sense, even though I don't know why he bought Disney, but okay.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I was fucking with you on that. Okay, this is the final one. I promise. There's no way I'm lying about this. He bought a company called Chubb Limited.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense because he's in insurance.
How do you know what Chubb Limited is, bro?
Dude, because I do insurance.
Oh yeah, I forgot you do insurance. So are these guys like a big? Is this his average looks like it's like 170?
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, look, Berkshire Hathaway is huge in insurance. You look at their underlying holdings. They own Geico. Not many people know that they own Geico. They own Berkshire Hathaway Specialty Services, which is Berkshire. They own Irwin Siegel. So for them to take a stake in Chubb, I mean, it just makes sense.
But like, why is it so boring, dude? Like, why isn't he like, he has so much cash? Like, why isn't he like PayPal or, you know?
It's boring to you.
No, it's boring to everybody, dude. It's fucking Chubb. Like he owns so much insurance. Why is he going back?
Okay. So hold on. Did you look at how much money Berkshire Hathaway made this quarter?
No, I did, but why can't they put it into something fun? Like, this is not.
They are the second most profitable company in the market behind Apple. I mean, they just missed beating out.
Chubb's is the first most boring company in America. I mean, like, it's, you know,
Berkshire knows something about making money and insurance freaking money because premiums are out of control.
So you
Chubb writes a lot of policies, dude. A lot of policies.
I mean, it looks like he has capital appreciation in the dividend because it looks like, if I'm correct, he got it at 167, 175. It's at 250. I mean, he's sitting on some good gains and the dividend, right?
Yeah, I mean, that good for him. Good role model.
All right. Well, that's it, Steve. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Me and Steve, we talked earlier. We'll get on a live stream eventually, probably either next week or maybe on Saturday. We'll see. And we'll just get on the channel. People miss you, dude. They really miss you. So
one of these days, you guys doing finance junkies tonight?
No, Thursday. I mean, if you're free tomorrow.
Oh, today's not Thursday. Shit.
Yeah, today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
Oh, Cisco. They had earnings. They're up 8% as well.
Yeah, I got a news flash that they beat earnings.
I mean, they're up 5% now, but yeah, still.
Yeah, I got news for everybody. No shit.
I mean, you're right.
It's
good.
Look, Cisco is, my opinion, very undervalued. They are a cash-generating machine, and I mean, they transformed their business. There's going to be a big need for their equipment and services for years and years and years. I mean, they're one of the backbones of the internet. That's not going to change. I don't know why people hate Cisco so much. It doesn't make any sense. People are allergic to companies that make money. It's crazy. They would rather go buy GameStop or AMC than a company that makes tens of billions of dollars in profits. It's crazy.
Are you free today at all? If we did Finance Junkies today,
maybe tonight. I'd have to get back to you in a little bit, but maybe tonight.
Okay. If you're free, let me know because maybe we can switch tonight. Chris said he might be free, so we could potentially do it tonight.
Yeah, I may be free tonight. But look at IBM. I was one of the only people that said IBM was crazy undervalued at 125.
No, you're right. IBM 170 right now. You're right.
And it went to 185, 190.
Went to 197.
Tracing after her. Yeah. I mean, it's just people are allergic to companies that make money. I will never understand that.
Why are people allergic to companies that make money?
Think about it. I don't know. You answer me that. People are allergic to companies that make money. People would rather invest in companies that generate a lot of revenue growth with very little profitability over companies that are just generating so much cash you could fill up a freaking bowl and swim in it. It's crazy.
Well, I got to also give you credit on Google, man. I mean, at 140, everyone thought the woke controversy was going to be the death of them, including, I mean, I didn't think it would be the death of them, but I definitely wasn't comfortable. You were adding. You just kept buying.
Dude, people thought they were going to cannibalize search with Google Bard. They're not going to cannibalize search. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like I said about Apple, and everybody thought I was crazy when I was saying about Apple at 165 or 168, wherever I got there. Don't bet against companies that are generating $75 billion or more in profitability. Like, they may know something
but
about
Steve, to be fair, I mean, when you can do $100 billion in buybacks, yeah, you can pump the stock. But the Vision Pro is a dud. We know that's you know what I mean? Like,
the Vision Pro is going to be huge.
It's a dud, Steve. No one cares about. Dude, we went to the Apple store in DC.
Today,
the employee told us he would never buy this, dude. I went with Arnie.
Okay, today nobody cares about it. You will in 3 or 4 years. You will.
I think Apple will do well in 3 or 4 years, but I don't think people will care about the Vision Pro in 3 or 4 years. But
the Vision Pro is going to change education. It is going to change hands-on training. It is going to. You just have to be patient.
All right, we'll see.
We're going to have internet on a cell phone. Nobody thought you were going to be able to watch YouTube on a cell phone. Nobody thought you were going to be able to stream music. Same way, nobody thinks that you're going to use VR or AR for educational purposes or for hands-on training or.
I mean, look, Google's demos, Google's like pseudo Google Glass demo yesterday was very exciting. So maybe if that's in a smaller form factor, people will use it a lot more. So I agree.
Yeah. And I'm saying 3 to 5 years because you need 2 generations and get it smaller. It needs to be the size of a pair of Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Or a pair of Oakleys. I mean, that's legitimately the size it needs to be for mass adoption with a $7.99 to $9.99 price point. You get to that part, you will see a situation where you are wearing these sunglass type things, visors, and you meet somebody for the first time. And like I said to you before, it's going to pull up their Instagram page. It's going to pull up their LinkedIn page. You're going to know what their interests are. You're going to know what to talk to them about to spark a conversation before asking them what are they interested in. Like, our world is going to change dramatically in the next 5 years. I don't think people are ready for the tech that's going to come.
All right. Thank you, Steve. We'll get you on the channel soon enough, hopefully this week or the next week. And we'll keep going from there. Appreciate you, man. Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later.
All right. All right, everybody. Thank you for being here. Daily Pouncer episode will be out in like 2 hours, around 7 p.m. We're going to talk about the Ring Gear partnership they announced today that some people might have missed. Yeah, we'll just keep going from there. Market open tomorrow again, 8:45 a.m. We'll be back. GameStop right now, after hours, is down a whopping 9.7%. AMC down 7.12%. So they got hit. Palantir is down a little bit after hours, 0.23%. Robinhood flat after hours, 18.52. And the S&P 500 after hours, 529.42. Not bad at all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. 0 to 1 says, have people forgotten about the fake brick wall behind him? It's not fake. Okay. It's real. Arnie said it was real. Even if the wall ends right there, as you can see, it's still real. If I position the camera correctly, then the wall is real. And so perception is reality. And the perception of the brick wall is that it's real. And it is what it is. All right. That's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. We'll see what happens with GameStop and AMC. Today's the first day they had with a negative red day after 2 days of just pumping and pumping. So I think tonight's going to be really interesting. We'll analyze this Warren Buffett stuff tomorrow as well. I'll look up Chubbs and try to understand more about that business, and then we'll keep going from there. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 8:45 a.m. Good night, everyone.